What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something very personal that recently happened to me, and I just want to put this video out here because when I was going through it, I was like Googling everything and there was nothing about it on the internet. There was one YouTube video that I did find where a mommy blogger was talking about her experience, and it honestly comforted me so much. So I want to do the same and to advocate and to talk on here with you guys and to share my story with what had happened to me. So I had found a lump in my breast, and I want to say 15 weeks pregnant. And I had found a lump in my right breast when I was in high school. Like, I want to say I was a junior or a senior. I think I was a senior. And I found it, and I literally didn't tell anybody about it for a year. I'm not even exaggerating, a whole year. And I just was really scared. I found it when I was in the shower, and I was crying, and my mom was like so big with us like advocating to go to the doctors, and like anything that happens to us, like, you have to go to the doctors. So I did not want to tell my mom, and I didn't. And then like a year goes by and she's like, Taylor, like, you need to get a physical, like, it's time. So I was like, okay. And then I was like, I just need to tell her like what happened. So then I told her, I was like, Mom, like, I found a lump in my boob. And I told her it was recent. I didn't tell her it was a year ago. It's so bad. I know, like, it's so bad now that I'm older, more mature. Like, I don't take these things lightly, and I will go in like right away. I'm totally scared still, but I know the repercussions that can happen if you wait too long. So I went, and the doctor felt it, and he was like, she's a young girl, like, she has fibrous breast tissue. It's not anything to like worry about. And my mom was like advocating, like, no, you need to get an ultrasound, like, now, like, order one. And I had Kaiser back then. And if you have Kaiser, you kind of know you need to like fight for what you want, like test wise and stuff with Kaiser. So he was like, okay, fine. And I got an ultrasound done. I remember I went by myself, you guys, like, to this ultrasound appointment. And I was so scared. And the girl was like, okay, she did the ultrasound. I literally like felt like I couldn't breathe for like however long she was doing it. I'm gonna go show the radiologist and I'll be right back. You're gonna get results right now. And I was like, wait, like right now? Like, no, like I'm not ready. Like, I can't do this. And then she left the room, and it felt like forever, and she came back and she was like, okay, honey, like, this is nothing to worry about. This is called a fibroadenoma, and they're very common for girls in their 20s and 30s. Just need to do a follow-up with us, I think in like 6 months. But I was on the verge of pretty much getting married with my husband, and I was going to go under his insurance. Anyways, it was nothing to worry about. So fast forward, she did tell me, don't be surprised one day if you get pregnant and this lump like grows crazy big. And she said the reason being is because fibroadenomas are their breast tissue that like feeds off of hormones. So I was like, oh shoot, like, okay. So I always kind of like self-monitored it, never got bigger. She said the only way to like get rid of these, the only need to get rid of them is if they're A, bothering you, B, getting like way too big. So never bothered me, never got bigger, so I was like, I'm cool. So then I'm pregnant now, and Friday night, the worst day that this could happen, because it's Friday, like, the hospitals are not open on Saturday to call them and make an appointment with my OB/GYN or primary. Offices are closed. I am taking off my clothes, I'm putting on my pajamas, and right now your boobs are just like going like nuts pregnant. Like, they're like doubling in size, or like veiny, the nipples are dark, everything's like massively getting bigger. So I just like scratched my boobs. I took my bra off and I was like, oh, like, what is this? This is new. And I'm like really good at like doing self-exams because I've had this one on my right. So I felt this on my left side and it was more topical, kind of like near the surface, where this one's a little bit more in. And I like immediately like freaked out. Of course, again, you know, it's like PTSD. So I was really hesitant with telling my husband, but obviously like I didn't tell my husband. And we were just getting into bed, like about to relax and wind down for the day and go to sleep. And I just looked at him and I said, well, we have a problem. And he was like, what? And I was like, I found a lump in my boob and I'm freaking out a little bit. And then his face just like dropped. Unfortunately, my husband's mom had passed away from cervical cancer in 2019, pretty recent. And it was a very traumatizing experience for him and I to go through, especially him, that's his mom. And they were so close that they only had each other. He didn't have siblings, like dad MIA, so his mom was everything. And I was just like, oh, like it broke my heart to tell him, but like I had to tell him. And he was like, okay, well, you know, let's make an appointment on Monday. And I was like, yeah, like, okay, like sounds good. So, you know, good old Google. Hate Google. I love and I hate Google at the same time. I started Googling things the next morning and he was gone. He was playing tennis with his friend. So he was MIA. And I was just chilling with my dogs and I'm like on Google, like I found a lump, 15 weeks pregnant. Like there was really nothing. I Googled like, is lumps in breast common during pregnancy? And Google did say that breast lumps are common during pregnancy due to like, and let me make it very clear also, like I'm not a doctor. This is just my personal experience. I'm a lash artist, I'm a lash doctor, but I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving you guys information that I found on Google. So anyways, yeah, it's apparently very common during pregnancy. And because the breasts are preparing for lactation, ducts can get plugged and things are just, hormones are raging in these things right now. So I was just like, okay, it's common. And then for some reason, Carbon Health popped up on my Google and they were like, come get your breast lump examined today. And honestly, like before I was pregnant, like during cold season, I love to go to Carbon Health because it's a quick in and out urgent care. Doctors are really chill. They like write you prescription, you know, for whatever you need, if you need antibiotics. And I was like, oh, like they examine breast lumps. Like that's actually like really cool. Not hard to get into. I went in, and honestly, this is where like I made a mistake because it's like they're not my doctor, and it was a man, and I don't know. Right now, I'm being pregnant. I'm just like really picky. Like I want female doctors because like they know like what's happening right now in my body. I know like male doctors do. I don't know. It's just like a brain thing right now. It's just a pregnancy picky thing, and he was super nice though, super nice, and he examined the lump and he was just like, okay, yeah, I feel it. Okay, it's round. It like moves. Yeah, we gotta get this ultrasound like ASAP. And I was like, like, I literally stopped breathing. The world stopped, and he saw that in my face. And he was like, I don't think it's anything to worry about. Like, you should be like, please don't be stressed. Like, you're pregnant. Like, you shouldn't be like freaking out. I'm like, well, it's too late for that. So he like triggered something in me. And he was like, okay, there's a ultrasound diagnostic place like up the street. Like you can go there. They're open on Saturdays. Like I'd get this done ASAP if you can. And then hopefully we can get results tonight, if not tomorrow morning. And then I could ease your worries and like, you'll be fine. Well, much easier said than done, sir, because people that I guess are breast techs or ultrasound techs don't like work 24/7. They have like specific days that they work, and I went there. The place, number one, was not answering their phones. I had to drive down there, which was super annoying. And they were like, oh, our next appointment is not till like 2 weeks ahead. And I was like, oh, that's not going to work. But I'll take it. Like, just in case, as like a backup. And I had to go through the whole weekend, just super worried. My husband was like ready to take me to ER. I had like a little crying breakdown Saturday. Because Saturday was just like the heightened, like, oh my God, like, I don't like how he said we need to get this ultrasound ASAP. Like, I don't know. Doctors just need to, like, word things differently. Like, I know he meant well, but it was just really, really overwhelming. So I kind of got over things. Sunday I woke up, and this place that we were trying to get into in Orange had called me back for an appointment. So long story short, I go in Tuesday with them, but they're like a pay out of pocket place. It was like $140 to get an ultrasound done, and then I got results in like 2 to 3 days after that. And I'm so glad we did that, just because my hospital PIH that I go to, I called on Monday. Yeah, I got in with my OBGYN on Tuesday. I don't know how she got me in, but she got me in. And I was able to get, though, the ultrasound done till like a week and a half later. So at least I was able to go in with like this random place and get an ultrasound done. It was a little janky. It was just, I mean, I was grateful for it, but I don't know. The tech, like, she was doing it. She's like, okay, you have a history of fibroadenomas. Okay, well, yeah, I think this one might be too, which I was really surprised she said that, because I was like, oh, wow. She said that. She's not a doctor. They're technically like not allowed to like diagnose, but I know she was just like being nice, and like she does this all day long. So I was like, hopefully she's right. We got results a couple days later, because I called them and I was like, hello, like, it's been 3 days, like, is my results in? Oh, we just got your results back right now. Oh wow, how convenient, like, just right now. I was on it. I was just like, I need to get peace of mind. Like, I just entered second trimester. I'm like, I feel like I can't like enjoy my pregnancy until I get to the bottom of this. So I had my husband drive down there, because it was on a Friday again, and they were like, oh yeah, we have your results. Do you want to come pick them up, or we're gonna fax them over to your doctor's office? And I was like, no, I don't trust people, like, to, you know, pass it along in too many hands. No, to like give to fax over to my doctor's office, and then I highly doubt my doctors are gonna call me Friday. It's like 3 p.m. I'm like, no. My husband will go get the results. He flies down there, bless his soul. He was so worried too. Oh God, I love him. He flies down there and gets the results, and he calls me, and I was at work, and one of my great clients, Monica, I was like, thank God it's Monica coming in and not like somebody I don't know, or like a client that I'm not like super comfortable with. Like, she's like family to me. So I know if my husband wouldn't have been able to like go get the results, I would have been like, Monica, sorry, we gotta like do your lashes later, like come with me, we're gonna go get my results. She would have been like, girl, it's like, go, let's do it. So we go down, or he calls me and he's like, okay, babe, I got the results. And I'm like, okay, what does it say? And like right out the gates, it says like most likely is a fibroadenoma. But then he got really doctorate on us, and he was just like, but I recommend that like you follow up and get like a mammogram, just like further testing to make sure this is a fibroadenoma. Basically, that's what it said. One of my clients, who's a nurse, translated that for me. She was like, Taylor, I really wouldn't worry. Like, I really think you're okay. And I was just like, okay. Like, I still am not okay, but okay. Like, so then I finally, the big day for my actual PIH ultrasound comes at the breast center. They have like literally just a center for oncology for breast exams, and it was very draining, to say the least. My husband came with me. It was the day before Thanksgiving, and I went back. They were, okay, let me just like explain the difference a little bit really quick between like PIH's care versus Kaiser's care. Like, so Kaiser is an HMO insurance. It is a cheaper insurance, like if you have insurance through your job. And I have now PPO insurance. PPO, you can pretty much go anywhere, like St. Jude's, PIH, any like even like doctor that has like their own practice. A lot of places offer PPO. What you can't go to Kaiser if you have PPO. So the care, you know, I had Kaiser my whole life growing up, and then just recently I got PPO with my husband through his work insurance. And the difference is really crazy. Like, it's, yeah, more expensive. Like, I had to pay like $500 for that appointment out of pocket to meet my deductible. But now my appointments will be like, you know, like my insurance will cover it now. And honestly, like, I don't mind paying those amounts of money because I know the care that I'm getting, and the actual radiologist, like the doctor, did my ultrasound. Like, Kaiser, like a nurse did it, and she was very nice, but it was just really comforting to have like the actual doctor do the exam. Even like putting me in the room was like really big and nice, and the girl was like, do you want a blanket, like it's really cold in here? And I was like, oh, like yeah, like that sounds nice. And she puts this blanket over me that was like fresh out like the dryer. Like, I was just like, wow, like this is like so nice. And she was like, do you want your husband to come in? And I was like, yeah, like, can he? And she's like, yeah. So that was really nice too. They knew I was pregnant. They were trying to like adjust me like comfortably, and everybody was just so stinking nice. The doctor comes in. She actually examined both of my breasts, just to like ultrasound both and make sure and do their own diagnostic on them. And she like right away was like, yeah, like this one's a fibroadenoma. She was taking like images of it. And then she did this one, and I was just like, oh my God, like what did she just say? And she was like, yeah, like, you know, this is also a fibroadenoma too. And I was honestly like really worried she was gonna tell me I needed a biopsy because number one, I'm pregnant, like you guys all know, and I cannot take pain medicine right now. So I would have to just like do it OG style and just like ice it or something, and I did not want to do that. So plus I hate needles, and she didn't say I had to do any of that. She was just like, yeah, like, this is a fibroadenoma. My husband looked so relieved. Like, we even like prayed together before the doctor came in, and like I could like hear his like leg like shaking next to me, and I was just like, oh my God, like I know he's trying to be like so strong for me. It's really hard to just what we've been through together, you know, with cancer. So we were very relieved, to say the least. My husband asked amazing questions, and he was just like, is this like, do fibroadenomas, do they like turn into cancer? And she said, no, they don't. And then I asked, do I have to get mammograms now? I'm 29, about to be 30 in January. And I'm like, do I have to get mammograms now because I have these? She's like, no. And I was like, okay. And she said the only way that we would like want to remove it is if they're like growing like really big, changing really big in size, but they're just like balls of breast tissue, like I said, that feed off of hormones. So she said that the way the follow-ups work is like in 6 months from now, I'll go back, and then I think I do another 6-month follow-up, and then from there we do a year follow-up. And then after that, like, everything should be okay. Like, they don't have to monitor it anymore. And my husband, we, like, walked out, and we're, like, both starving. Like, I did not eat before. I just was like, I need to get this over with. And I think he felt the same way. And he was like, how do you feel, babe? And I was like, I just kind of, I feel very little relieved, oddly. Like, I thought I'd be, like, jumping for joy right now, especially, like, now my like Thanksgiving can like happen, and we can like make pies and like spend time together and like be happy, and like everything's okay, and I can enjoy my pregnancy now. But it didn't feel that way, and I think it's just because I lived with it for like 2 weeks with like an elephant on my chest. And I just, if you're watching this and you have a lump right now and you're like struggling for answers, I just want to like wrap my arms around you and like hug you and tell you it's going to be okay. And I did a lot of research, and you know, a lot of websites were just saying that breast lumps are so common for women to get, and that like 90% of lumps, even maybe a higher percentage than 90, are benign. And I just hope like that comforts you a little bit, and just say a prayer, put all your worries onto God. Honestly, that's how I got through it. I just constantly was praying and praying, just being like, God, just take this from me. Like, I can't deal with it by myself. I don't want to walk this by myself. I need you. So, amen. Thank you, Jesus. I can't do life without him. And I just am so glad that everything is okay, and just so relieved. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my little lump testimony. I hope that I can help ease some other girls' worries that are pregnant, since there's like, this is just like one of the things of pregnancy that I feel like nobody talks about, like on social media platforms, because it is scary and it is very personal. But I want to use my platforms as a way to just share with you guys what I'm going through, because I know there's a girl not too far away from me that's probably going through it too. And I am just like loving the whole mom community, and we just need to be there for each other and uplift each other, because our bodies are literally changing so fast and rapidly, especially because this is my first pregnancy and there's a lot of new things happening. So I'll be making another video soon. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, let's be friends, please comment in the comment section. Subscribe, make sure you subscribe for new videos. And if you have any suggestions of what kind of future videos you'd like to see me create, then please let me know. But love you guys, and I will see you soon.